I'm sharing all the books that I own that I have read in this video, and I think that'll be really fun so you guys can see the books I've read over the years. So make sure you subscribe because there's new videos every single day for all of Bookmas in December, and I hope you guys enjoy. It is time to show you guys all the books that I've read that I own. You guys have been asking for this for the longest. I did a video with my physical TBR, which was so freaking long. And now I'm doing like the opposite, the books that I've read. Now these are not just books that I've read this year because I have been a big reader for a while, but I don't know, I just didn't start a Goodreads until this year, and it was mostly because I didn't want to do like another app. I was like, I cannot freaking add anything else into my life right now. I'm so busy. So now that I'm on Goodreads, that's great, but I read some of my favorite books like last year. So I only have Goodreads from literally January until like now. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the books that I've read on this bookshelf first. We are gonna start with the books that are up here first, just because there are so many. And I'm gonna count them. I'm gonna, at the end of this video, like kind of put them all together. I'm gonna take these down though so you guys can see. Took all of the books down, and now I'm gonna just go through them really quickly. I'll try to say the author and I'll say the title of the book, but I will not be linking all these below because there are so many of them, but I will count them so at the end I can tell you how many books I've read that I actually physically own. Now just remember, I have not had a Kindle until this year, so I have pretty much owned like a lot of the books that I've read unless I like grabbed it from the library or something. So we do have a lot of books that I'm gonna be sharing. Continuum by Daniel Allen, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, The Last Word by Taylor Adams, Appetite for Innocence by Lucinda Berry, Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington, Love Radio by Ebony Liddell, Ace of Spades by Farah Da BK Mide, The Mister by E.L. James, In This Moment by Kayla Shawn, Where We Found Our Passion by Natasha Bishop, Verity by Colleen Hoover, Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino, Dear Amelia by Asia Monique, The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I actually have not read this book, so I don't know how this got up there, but it's called Burnout: The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Emily Nagoski, and she has a PhD, and then her sister as well, so I have not read that one yet. Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, A Little Life by Hani Yagahara, Claim Me by Jay Kenner, One With You by Sylvia Day, In 5 Years by Rebecca Serrell, Flow by Kennedy Ryan, The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekinen, The Living Dead Girl by Elizabeth Scott, Release Me by Jay Kenner, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Fine Print by Lauren Asher, Magnolia Park's Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings, Black Girls Must Have It All by Jane Allen, A Stranger in the House by Cherie Lapina, The Couple Next Door by Cherie Lapina, The Other Woman by Sandy Jones, I Think I Might Love You by Christina C. Jones, He Said She Said by Kwame Alexander, Layla by Colleen Hoover, Whisper Network by Chandler Baker, If You've Been With Me by Laura Nolan, Black Buck by Matteo Oscapori. There's also another stack of books that I haven't read, The Rescue by Nicholas Sparks, and then these are some of my husband's books. A lot of them are about like poker, and there's like a Christian read in here, so I just threw them up there because they have like a black seam on the front, and these are all like the books that have a black lining or like a darker color on the outside because I color coordinate. Flawless by Elsie Silver, Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and LJ Shin, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, Never Lie by Frida McFadden, The Perfect Day to Boss Up by Rick Ross, Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop, and Fast by Millie Belizar.
Hey there, buddy, it's just me again. Came into my mind last night, so I'm just checking in. It's been far too long.
So it looks like there are 44 books on the bookshelf that I just showed you guys that I finished. So I feel like that is a really good start, but let's look at my little, what's it called? My coffee table. I feel like that has like a good amount of books, and those are all finished as well. I literally forget about these sometimes because they're just literally like just hidden underneath my coffee table. But let's go through these. By Nikki May, Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola, Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty. This is one book that I actually haven't read, but I put it down here because it's red and it didn't fit on the other bookshelf. And this is another book that I haven't read. I'm actually finding a lot of books I haven't read because I haven't read this one either. The Wedding Date by Jasmine Gullery, Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson, All About Love by Bell Hooks is a book that I have not read, so it needs to go into the other little pile. Daisy Jones and the Sixth, The Holiday Switch by Tiff Marcello, and Daisy Jones and the Sixth is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Hopeless by Colleen Hoover, The Best of Us by Sarah Pekinen, Rhythm and Muse by India Hill Brown, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, Day for a While by Brianna Dene, Love Light Farms by BK Borson, Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, 8+1 by Kevin Van Wy, Book Lovers by Emily Henry, Drunk on Love by Jasmine Gullery. This is the book that I was looking for that I haven't read. More Than Enough by Elaine Wellworth is one that I have not read. Night Crawling by Layla Motley, The Bright Side by Kim Holden, In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, I'm Still Here, Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness by Austin Channing Brown, Final Offer by Lauren Asher, Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, The Great Undoing by Daisy Hates, or not Daisy by Daisy Hates, by Dessa Hastings, The Great Undoing Daisy Hates, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest, Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood, Baggage Claim by Juliana Smith, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, Excuse Me Why I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, Beach Read by Emily Henry, and Captivating by John and Stassi Eldred. The other bookshelf had 35 books, so I'm gonna take these off and count these up and show you guys these. These are mostly recent reads, so you'll probably like these. A lot of these look very familiar. You'll probably recognize a lot of them. I like how I have most of my books that I've read separated because I feel like it makes it so much easier for me when I go to grab a book and I am like, what should I read? What should I read? And then whenever I'm going to like certain bookshelves, I know like, okay, this one is all books that I've read, so like I shouldn't grab from this bookshelf. Just makes it like a million times easier. So if you're trying to figure out like, I don't know, how to get your TBR smaller, I would recommend separating the books. And even, it doesn't even have to be on different bookshelves, but maybe on like different rows. I think that makes it just a lot easier. I also have never done this before, so this will be my first time seeing what I've read and how many books I actually own that I've read. Because some of these I bought years ago, like Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I literally bought this, I want to say in like 2013. Like I'm not even kidding, I bought it so long ago. And I also had a stack of books in my basement when we first moved to a new house, and all of the books that were down there, I don't know if all of them made it over. So I feel like I'm definitely missing some, but maybe they're here and I just don't know where they're at. Okay, this is a book that I have not read. Oh wait, no, I did read this. It's called The Witness of Combines by Kent Myers. I read that actually in college. I do have some college books that I read because I was an English major, so we read a lot of books, which honestly were kind of boring, but let's go through a lot of these. Accidentally Engaged by Farrah Heron, The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, Still Missing by Chevy Stevens, Normal People by Sally Rooney, The Witness of Combines by Kent Myers, Point by Brandy Colbert, The Better Half by Allie Frank and Asha Human, Untouchable by Sean, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, Only Love Can Hurt Like This by Paige Toon, 1 Week in Paradise by Anise Starr, Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, An American Marriage by Tayari Jones, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, Hating Game by Sally Thorne, Untying the Knot by Megan Quinn, Getting School by Christina C. Jones, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dahlia Harris, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore, On Rotation by Shirley, I'm not sure how to say her last name, but I will say I really like this book. I rated this one 4 stars. If you are in med school or a doctor or something, I feel like this is such a good book. And even if you're not, if you worked in healthcare, I feel like this is great. There's a subplot of romance in this, but it also talks a lot about like how your family doesn't accept who you are and like your decisions and stuff and kind of coming into your own. It was really good. And I feel like people don't talk about that one enough. Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, The Inmate by Frida McFadden, Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi, Mary Inkmas by Talia Hibbert, All I've Wanted, All I've Needed by A.E. Valdez, and The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, Nubia by L.L. McKinney and Robin Smith, Real by Kennedy Ryan, Belle of the Ball by Mari Costa, If You'll Have Me by Uni, Heartstopper 1 by Alice Oseman, Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa, Stormy by J.L. Seegers, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros, Fruitless by Crystal Zara Apia, With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, White Tears, Brown Scars by Ruby Hamad, Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young, Everyone's Thinking It by Alima Amotani, Anxious People by Friedrich Backman, Spin About You by Brianna Deney, it's a Thanksgiving novelette, The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest, Not So Perfect Strangers by Ellis Stratton, Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson, Heartstopper 3 by Alice Oseman, Heartstopper 2 by Alice Oseman, In a Jam by Kate Canterbury, When We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, Summer After by Carly Fortune, It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han, I think? Let's see. Jenny Han, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm just now realizing that this is the same author who wrote To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I didn't even realize that. A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, Visions of the Great Midwest by J. Ryan Straddle, There Goes the Neighborhood by Jade Adia, and the last one is Fly With Me by Andy Burke. I'm also realizing that I did forget a few. The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur, Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, and Atomic Habits by James Clear. The very last bookshelf is this one. I think the other bookshelf had 64 books. I wrote it down, so I will add it up for like all together at the end, but I think it was 64 if I remember correctly. But this is the last bookshelf, and all of these books on this bookshelf are also finished. So we're gonna go through these, and then I think that's all the books that I've read. So then we'll add it up and see all the books that I've read that I physically own. Let's start at the top with The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith, The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, Black Girls Must Be Magic by Jane Allen, Wash Day Diaries by Jamila Rosser and Robin Smith, We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, Losing Hope by Colleen Hoover, The Two of Us by Taylor Torres, Five Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman, Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, Dora Books Her Happily Ever After by Taj McCoy, Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow, The No Show by Beth O'Leary, Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, Reggie and Delilah's Year Falling by Elise Bryant, Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen, By the Book by Jasmine Gullery, Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted by Jane Allen, Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune, Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, Behind the Scenes by Christina C. Jones, Happy Place by Emily Henry, Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth, Finding Perfect by Colleen Hoover, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, Funny You Should Ask by Elise Sussman, Love Con by Ceresia Glass, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan, One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan, The Kiss Quotient by Ellen Huang, Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, Finding Cinderella by Colleen Hoover, 99 Days by Katie Kachugo, Wait for You by Jennifer Lynn Armentrout, The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is actually a book that I haven't read, so I'm gonna like take this off this part of the shelf, but probably move it to another one. The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings, Have We Met by Camille Baker, Black Joy by Tracy Michaela Lewis is actually a book I haven't read, so I have to move that one over as well. Harry Soda Is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Someday Maybe by Anyi Noir Benelli, The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, Without Merit by Colleen Hoover, One Day in December by Josie Silver, Good Grief by Brianna Pastor, Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon, The Idea of You by Robin Lee, The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. This is also another book I haven't read. It's called Influencer Building Your Personal Brand in the Age of Social Media by Brittany Hennessy, Take a Chance by Mieko May, Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Sweeney, The Silent Patient by Alex Micklitz, Do Sir with Love by Lauren Lane, Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. This book is also so good. November 9th by Colleen Hoover, Little Do We Know by Tamara Ireland Stone. There were 59 books on the shelf that I just showed you guys, and so for a grand total for all the books that I own that I have read, I have a total of 202, which is wild. I do think it's kind of cool though, because my friends always come over and they borrow my books and sometimes they don't return them. I actually have more books now that I'm thinking about it, like Magnolia Parks, someone's borrowing, and I think that's actually the only other book. So I guess it's technically 203 books, because I think one of my friends is borrowing that, but I'm pretty sure everything else they have returned. But yeah, so 203 books. I just think it's cool being able to have so many books that friends can borrow and return or not return or whatever. I also really like reading books again and again, the ones that I absolutely love, or giving books to free little libraries. So yeah, 203 books, literally wild. Comment below how many books are on, or how many books you own that you have read. I feel like it's very rare we like look through the books that we have read. Let me know if you guys want an updated video of my physical TBR of the books that I haven't read, because there are a ton of those as well. But I will link below the video where I shared my physical TBR at the beginning of the year. I'm kind of thinking of doing another like physical TBR video, and then at the end of the year, like next year, seeing how many books I've read. I think that would be really fun. So make sure you guys are subscribed, because there's new videos every single day for all of Bookmas, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Bye guys.